Everything they've built will fall, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one. Everything they've built will fall.
Everything they've built will fall.
Everything they've built will fall, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one.
And we live in a beautiful world.
So X-Men Age of Apocalypse is yet another movie within the X-Men franchise. It focuses on the villain known as Apocalypse, obviously because his name is within the title of the movie. He is a very generic villain within this movie. Outside of that, within the comics, I think he's a really good villain, and they left out some of his powers within the movie. But if you want to make him interesting, like he was for me, go watch The Origin of Apocalypse, go watch Thanos versus Apocalypse, and you want a comic book story with Apocalypse, go buy and or watch, videos online. I think Comic Storian did a video series on this, Age of Apocalypse. So go watch those 3 videos, come back, you will see that this movie is much better because you know a lot of stuff about Apocalypse. So you have him who is awoken from the deep slumber. He wants to make the world great again. When I say that, I mean he only wants to destroy the world and have the strongest survive. That's his main thing. When you watch his origin story, you will see that he's a great advocate and enforcer of only the strongest should survive. So that's what he does within this movie. He recruits the 3 strongest mutants, he makes them better, and he shows them the full extent of their powers, and he tries to fight off against the other X-Men and all the other people. And literally we have cool fight scenes from there on out, and we have some kind of emotional attachment to some characters. You're going to see a very cool Quicksilver scene. I mean very cool. It's, I think, maybe even better than the Days of Future Past one, though I think that one is really cool as well. So we have a cool Quicksilver scene, kinda epic, not kinda, really epic, kinda action, though I'm really I don't really react to action as I used to. Like when I first watched the Avengers, for example, I was in shock and awe when I watched that movie because the action was really great. I'm not saying the action is not really great, I'm just so used to this action, and I don't know why, but the action is really good. The special effects are good, the soundtrack is so good. Like I can't stress this enough, the soundtrack is so good. And I will recommend the song you saw within this intro of this video is Clarity Don't Panic. Is a really good song. I was listening to it the whole time I was on the excursion, just listen to it in my day-to-day life. I just really love what they did with that song. I love that song. Also, there's a few other tidbits from the soundtrack that I love. I'm going to maybe put them on the screen if I remember what they are. I can't remember the name because they were within the outro. And there's also and there's also a cutscene, the after credit cutscene. You see there's also one, so don't go away immediately after the movie ends. You're going to see one, though it's going to be after everything ends. It's not going to be within the first 5 minutes of the movie ending, so stick around for that. The soundtrack is great, action is great, villain is way better. If you watch those 3 videos, I suggest to you. Also, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Charles Xavier. He's a really good guy in this movie, but he wants to see the best in people, as you guys know from the previous movies, but he wants everyone to be in peace with the humans, and that's what everyone wants. Don't get me wrong, not everyone wants to have a fight and a war, but everyone sees it a little bit more clearly than Charles does. I'm sure Charles sees this as well, but he just wants to ignore it. Everyone needs to prepare for the worst, and they need to fight and kind of prepare for the worst, just because the world needs the X-Men. Like we see a tidbit in the trailer, that's really true. Just because if there's no one to defend the world, what's gonna happen then? The mutants really need to help the humans, and the humans need to help the mutants. We still need to have that connection with those 2 people, the humans and the mutants. I'm sure that's going to happen within the future movies because this is within the 80s, I think, this continuity. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this movie. I would definitely rank it above Batman v Superman on my list, also below Civil War, because Civil War was very cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool fighting, special effects are good, soundtrack is perfect. Also go watch those 3 videos. Also, Apocalypse is really cool as a villain. I think the movie movie is overall good. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Also, I don't know why there's been so much hate around this movie. I think it's a good ass movie. Calm down, people. It does not have to be Civil War each and every single movie. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you go and watch this movie and enjoy it as much as I did. If not, I feel sorry for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys later, and peace.